We are often told that we need to go for what we want, ask for what we want, and just go for that. Only for a lot of people, maybe you have no idea what it is you really want deep within your heart. Maybe some ideas of what you want, but not really sure. And that's where dreams can help because dreams speak deep within our own language of symbolism. They play with puns and metaphors, plays on words, and they like to play. They often, it is often true that we think we know what's going on in the world. We tend to think that we know what's going on within the physical world and make up our minds about that, about it's like this here, this is how it is. Only there's an awful lot of things that we don't notice. What is in front of us is often just ignored. So we think we know what's going on, but do we? Do we know what we're actually seeing? Is this a duck or a rabbit? Can you tell? Is this a 6 or is it a 9? If I'm upside down, well, that could be a 9. Oh, it flips. Your dreams flip things around too, and then they begin to play. So last night I dreamt of a bicycle. This wasn't just any bike. These were one of the original bikes from the 1800s, a penny farthing bike they were called. Imagine doing on this bike what I did in my dream. I stood upon the handlebar and the seat so I could see where I was in a new way. And from here I saw colors and elegance of economy of space and little things I hadn't seen before. They were there, but I hadn't noticed them. Not long before then, I dreamed a scene from the movie of Dead Poets Society. And in this scene, in this movie, Robin Williams, who is playing an unconventional teacher, stands upon his desk in front of his students. I stand upon my desk, he said, to remind myself we must constantly see the world in a new way. You see, the world looks very different from up here. You don't believe me? Come see for yourself. Come on up. And just when you think you know something, you have to look at it another way. Even though it may seem silly or wrong, you must try. And he encourages them to question what they think they see. That is the way of the poet, the way of the dream. And within this way, you can learn to use your own symbols, your own language, your own dreams that want to be expressed, to find your great and glorious YAWP, the sound of your inner wildness. For the poet, Walt Whitman, was often quoted in the Dead Poets Society, and he compared his YAWP to a wild hawk. I too, he said, am not a bit tamed. I too am untranslatable. I sound my barbaric YAWP over the roofs of the world. Dreams encourage us to think outside of the box, outside of our comfort zones, and to look at the world in unique and interesting ways. They encourage us to go challenging us. Go to that YAWP within you, and express it outwardly. And they're not always serious either. They often are playful, and they will present playful ideas that we can go on to create. And that's the case of Arseny. That's his name online. It was the former Twitter, now X. He created something from his dreams called the King's Hand. And it came from a dream where he was at a festival, and he saw this cookie that was basically an M&M cookie in the shape of a hand, and then they filled it with Greek salad. And this was served at the festival, the King's Hand. It took a week for him to put it together, and he was surprised how tasty it was. He took this dream. He conceived it into reality. It was a bit of fun for him, and he remembered, he said, how it looked. But he said, I never saw anybody making it, so I just had to conceptualize what it was like and what I would have to do to make the dream food resemble what I remembered seeing. Well, that is definitely creative dreaming and seeing something in a new way. So then I asked myself, why in my dream is there a talking beaver on the deck of my childhood home? There may be something like that for you. And that beaver in my own dream had something to say to me. He's fun, he lives freely. I live in no box, he said. I am myself. There is a part of you, a YAWP, that wants to express itself, to give your own great and glorious YAWP. And that part of you is speaking to you within your dreams. So if you're unaware of it, take it to your dreams. And next week, I'm going to cover unpacking your own dreams, getting information from your own symbols, and how to go about that. Remember that your dreams are always speaking to you and that they are providing you with that information. They're providing you with those things that you can make into creative projects and to bring forth that which is in your heart.